for nice presentation. Now we have Dr. Nabi Hasan, who is librarian and head at Central Library of Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Vishali, for giving me this opportunity. In fact, the topic I am going to talk about is basically I'm leader there. I'm leading the team of young 35 professionals. I have like one of the best team in the country. All are very qualified, and I have people who are working very hard behind the scene. And some of the slides which I am going to present are basically I have a colleague, Dr. Mohit Garg, who is working on all these areas, and I have Dr. Manu, then Shankar Chauhan, and one of my ex-intern who is with Ashoka University, Sadhbir Chauhan. He is BTech in Computer Science and of course Library Science. He worked very hard with me at IIT Delhi, and the website, all those things that you can see are basically his brainchild. He is very young, but I think I have a very good team. So, so some of the things, most of the things have already been covered by Professor Devika. So some of the things I am going to touch from like my presentation. I think local repositories are playing very important role in any institution. In IIT Delhi as well, because like especially for visibility and impact of our research and especially ranking. So like I will be sharing, earlier we were not like uploading our full text thesis, but because of a dictate from the ministry for ranking thing and all those things, we have yet not started uploading our thesis on our institutional repository, but we are forced to like upload on Shodh Ganga, and we are doing it happily as a library professional. But there are some institute issues like which are stopping us in doing many of the things which we want to do. So I think from last one day you might be seeing that there is a good growth of institutional repositories in the world or maybe in India as well. And now you are seeing it's a not a it's a national repository which is growing very fast, and it is one of the biggest repository, Shodh Ganga. So madam may not be aware, but I was given that certificate because I was university librarian of Aligarh Muslim University that time. So my institution was number one in like uploading the number of theses. So in one of the like your ETD conference, the national ETD conference, I was given that certificate as well by the then director. So we have been participating very actively, but because of some institutional constraint, sometimes we are forced to like bit be away from these things. So now open research data repositories are also increasing, and India is also contributing in this part as well. But after DSpace 7, I think there is a scope of adding these things as well in your IR. So my team is exploring, instead of having a data repository, I think you can use DSpace latest version, which can help you in adding this data as well. And IIT Delhi is running, you can say, thousands of projects. So there is a requirement in some of the international projects for having the data repository as well. So I think Professor Devika has already covered that we have many challenges as far as the local repositories are concerned, like low awareness and participation, content quality and quantity, then technical infrastructure and interoperability issues, sustainability and funding. Like we are starting the repository, but we are not able to maintain it. Like Dr. Mahesh shared that many of the URLs are not working. It means most of those repositories are not functional. Then there are copyright and licensing issues, like what you can upload, what you cannot upload. So I was also having an impression that preprint can always be uploaded. Now we have to rethink. We have not received any complaint until now, but we have been uploading, but we have to revisit that as well. So IT Delhi is one of the early adapter of all the technologies as far as the libraries in India is concerned. This may be because of the reason my team is very young. Most of the team members are bachelor or very young, recently got married. So we are working very hard. In fact, we start working after 5:30. All the serious works we are doing after 5:30, and we are working until late, or there is no limitation of time. Our time of reaching office is almost fixed, but there is no going back. So I think we have a very good team. Our spouses also understand all these limitations. Like, I'm the oldest one in the library, you can see. I'm also not that old, just 50. So I have I'm very lucky that I have a very young team, very qualified and motivated people, and we have a very good career progression as well. Like, everyone is given due promotion on time, and we have lot of other perks as well, which other institution may not be having. Like, we have professional development funds and other funds which we can utilize for visits or all those purposes. So I think Dr. Mohit and his team, with support from experts, so we have already installed DSpace 7, and now we are using this DSpace 7, and we are adding many things. We have yet not started uploading full text PhD thesis, although we have uploaded on Shodh Ganga, because you will be surprised to know that the copyright of the PhD thesis is with student in IT Delhi. IT Delhi is not having the copyright, so we still have some legal issues. But because of ranking and other things, we have started uploading. So we are trying to fix all those issues, and we are trying to add many more content, whether it is pre-print, post-print, our different minutes, and many more things we are continuously adding. And I think we would like to use this platform only for our data as well, instead of using a separate data repository. So I think just took fresh data, and I think people are visiting our institutional repository. People are taking advantage of our repository, and of course the DSpace 7 is good because its user interface is quite friendly, and you can see many of the things easily. Anyone has installed DSpace 7 in India here? Anyone? Okay. Hmm? 7, very okay. And of course the admin UI is also good as far as the DSpace 7 is concerned, and the processes you can see, like logs, everything is visible. So it is very easy. Installation may have some issues, but once you have in, and we are running all these services on Badal Cloud, which is basically a Ministry of Education cloud. We are not using any standalone machine. Luckily, the Badal cloud is hosted in the library building as well, so sometimes we can approach physically as well if the things are not settled. So of course there are various challenges. The first challenge is that the copyright issue, because the copyright of the thesis is with the IIT Delhi student. It is not with the IIT Delhi, although they are using our facilities. But we have a different culture. We are promoting the people who are actually doing the work. It is not like taking the credit, but we are promoting our student, and like lot of like uh, lot of patents and other things are coming out of those research work. And we have found that there are serious misuses as well. Like, when we are uploading the full text thesis, we could see that the people are publishing that thesis as book itself. Like, you are the author of that thesis, you are the I mean author of the book as well, published by someone else. You don't know who has published that book, but the royalty or the commercial things are taken care of by them. So there are lot of misuses. So lot of discussion is going on about the content of the thesis or the document those are generated from IIT Delhi. And of course we have some limitations with IPR or copyright or other issues, but our theses are discoverable through Shodh Ganga, and also through NDLI as well. So I think but the usage is increasing. As a library professional, we wish to promote our content. We wish that all our theses are uploaded, and I think in next 1 or 2 months, madam, you will see that IIT Delhi will be having the maximum thesis, because we have already splitted all the thesis as per the requirement of Shodh Ganga, except the newer one like 23 or 24. So you all understand, like, there are lot of players in this institution repository thing. There are lot of key stakeholders. There is lot of collaboration required uh, among the people like researchers or research supervisor, or whether these are funding agencies or like library people. So we need to have collaboration with key stakeholders to improve local repositories. Like we need to involve researchers. We have to convince our uh, like institute authorities, like making these research available to public will give them more visibility. In fact, there should be mandate that all the public funded research should be publicly available. The reports, all those things should be publicly available. And of course, uh, policymakers may take some decisions. Some of the like organizations are taking decision like CSIR and others, or DST. And I don't know, will there be any role of One Nation One subscription in this regard, because there are two parts of One Nation One subscription. One is like making the content accessible to most of the people, and second part was like paying the APC charges. Okay, so when these two things are supported by One Nation One subscription, then of course the content will be more discoverable, and the visibility will also improve. So I am representing centrally funded technical institution in one of those committees. So we had lot of discussion initially, and I hope uh, systems like One Nation One subscription will be able to help whole of the country in making the content accessible, discoverable, and of course when you are able to access the content, you will be able to publish as well. So these are some of the like plan, like we want to develop data repository, but of course with DSpace 7 or later version, I think 7.6, or those are not stable versions. I think we will be able to have a better data repository, whether part of DSpace or maybe a separate. Uh, then we want to provide access to metadata of faculty publications, like faculty publication which are not indexed by Scopus or Web of Science. Especially we have a humanities faculty where we have 50 faculty members. So IIT Delhi is not about science and technology only. We have a big department of humanities and social science. We have a department of management studies which is ranked 4th and 5th among IMs. So we want to make their content discoverable, which are not indexed all the time by Scopus and Web of Science. And we want to enable searching and discovery of our content through different services, whether it is Google Scholar, Core, Base, or any other. Then repository index in the directories, uh, like our earlier DSpace was discoverable through Open Door and all those things. So we'll see how our content may be more discoverable uh, with these international like platforms. And although we have a IPR and copyright policy, but that is not supporting our open access mandate. In fact, I was sent to University College London in an exchange program to explore all these things, but still I'm just pushing, because people are still not prepared to make everything discoverable, because they may have some reservation. So I think we need to help people understand the value of making the content discoverable, because now we have to have some better improved ranking as well, because lot of international students are coming, and with our Abu Dhabi campus already operational, I think we need to frame better policies or guidelines, and we have to see the scope of resources accepted in the repository. And of course, we are also working on the implementation of some best research data management practices. And many of you might not be aware that IIT Delhi has the ORCID project. Uh, like my colleague Dr. Mohit Garg is the PI, so he has been given some of the responsibilities. He has received grant as well. So behind the scene, lot of things are going on, and as part of our ORCID project at Central Library IIT Delhi, many things are going on, and we are also developing institutional digital archive, because like physical archive may be available, but we want to showcase uh, all the things right from the inception of the institution in a digital form. So initially it was Imperial Institute of Technology IIT. Now it's a Indian Institute of Technology Delhi. So we have lot of things to showcase. Those we all want to cover. So with this, I would like to sum up that local IRs, of course, play very crucial role, and they help you to not only document your content or research, but they also help you to improve the visibility and ranking of the institution. Uh, However, these repositories face various challenges that is stopping us in effectiveness and in the sustainability as well. And by implementing targeted strategies and future plans, uh, like capacity building. In fact, every week we have at least one or two programs in IIT Delhi which are not generally open for others. But if someone is coming, we are like welcoming them. Recently, we had a lecture by Kruti, so she helped. So whoever resource person, good resource person is in Delhi, we are trying to take help uh, to help our faculty members and students to understand that. So the IR of IIT Delhi is a vital platform for showcasing and disseminating the scholarly output of the institute, faculty, researchers, and students. But of course, visibility, impact of research, and our ranking is very important, because it is a very key institution. So if students are coming from other countries, they are seeing the ranking in QS and NIRF as well. So of course, these are I am presenting here, but the work, the people who behind the scene are my team, especially Dr. Mohit and Manu, who are working very hard uh, to make our people's life easy. Thank you very much for the opportunity.